Tonight's episode is brought to you by some of the best deals found on Amazon, where quality meets affordability. If you're ready to upgrade your space, wardrobe, or tech without breaking the bank, scan the QR code on screen or click the special link in the description.
Welcome to the world premiere, Word on the Streets, where truth isn't just spoken, it's felt in the bones. Tonight, we're diving into a conversation that cuts deeper than the scroll, the echo chamber, when validation replaces vision. We're unpacking how the chase for approval can quietly hijack our purpose, how social media, relationships, and even healing spaces can blur the line between being affirmed and being aligned. So if you're ready to reclaim your inner compass, challenge the noise, and walk boldly in your truth, pull up, tune in, and lean all the way in. This is world premiere, Word on the Streets, and the mic is open. Welcome to the world premiere, Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't miss out. After a week full of noise, confusion, and constant distraction, this is the show that cuts through the clutter. It's the hour of the week where real talk meets real truth. We bring conversations that challenge the status quo and stir something deeper in the soul. This isn't just commentary, it's clarity, purpose, and elevation. When you tune in, you're not just watching, you're waking up. A place where common sense still matters and lives. So ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, this is the world premiere Word on the Streets. And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hearts and hands together for the man who discovered his purpose and lives it loud, Larry Extraordinaire Moten, and the motivator born to ignite minds and shift atmospheres, the amazing Heath Fletcher, and the man who brings clarity to the chaos with the voice of reason you can't ignore, the one and only Mr. Vincent Craig. Make no mistake, there is no word without our host. Welcome to the movement, welcome to the message, welcome to the world premiere, Word on the Street.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the world premiere, Word on the Streets. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for coming back. Friends, you all know how we do it. We like to acknowledge you and thank you for supporting us, for being there with us, and also for passing our link and helping us spread the word of world premiere, Word on the Streets. And before we get hot and butter all up in our discussion, friends, we like to send out a loving shout out, a very happy birthday to someone who is always supporting us. Happy birthday to you, Selena.
Happy birthday. Happy 25th.
That's right. You all heroes, friends. We're so excited to come on and be back with you all, friends. And y'all know how we do it, everybody. We talk about topics that resonate with us on a daily basis. It's nothing fancy about any one of us. We're just three gentlemen who have experienced some ups and downs in life, but we pick ourselves up, and through our trials and our struggles, we join forces together to come on live and share with you some of our life experiences. Now, if that sounds like something you're interested in, please, by all means, click the subscribe button and become a part of our tribe. We will appreciate and love you so very much for doing so, friends. Tonight, everybody, we're very fortunate. Before we get into talk, we're very fortunate. I am so humbly blessed grateful to share this golden microphone with two of the most heartfelt gentlemen I've met. I mean, they bring the passion, but they also bring the receipt. And y'all know in real life, passion is one thing, but when you could bring the receipt, oh, that make it reality. So, without further ado, friends, you all know him. He's on Facebook. He have hundreds and hundreds of people who listen to him, who tune in to him, who follow him. In addition, he also have a YouTube channel. He call it The Blind Truth. The Blind Truth, friends. You all need to check him out. I'm talking about the motivator himself, the amazing Mr. Keith Fletcher.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
And also, friends, you talking about the man with the voice of reason. Ladies and gentlemen, this man, according to the information I received, went through a divorce and continued to coach young men to turn young men. You talking about boys to men? I ain't talking about no singing group. I'm talking about real reality, transforming boys to become men who could stand on their own feet, 10 toes down. He didn't miss a beat, ladies and gentlemen. And not only that, he kept his family together. He kept his home. He kept striving. He kept himself together, even when it looked like darkness was never going to become sunlight again. But he held his head and he kept pushing through. And maybe that's why he got that voice. And maybe that's why we call him the man with the voice of reason, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vincent Craig.
Hello, everyone. Appreciate that, man. You really, boy. And I'm happy to slap
folks,
you out there.
y'all know me. I'm happy to tag along to be among two giants. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I am extraordinaire.
Run there. Quick question, because I've never asked Keith. Keith, how did you come up with the title of The Blind Truth?
Well, because I'm blind too, but I came up, we the Most High brought it to me because he said when I was talking to him, he told me to do some things, and I was asking him. I said, well, why you want me to do something? Why you took my sight? And he told me, you've been blind. You ain't been seeing. So that's what I said. When you had your eyes, you couldn't see. You know what I'm saying? So I've been blind to the truth all the time. You know what I'm saying? That would have came up with it. I've been not seeing. With my eyes, I see better with eyes. He said, I'm going to lead you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the truth. He's the truth, and I'm blind, the blind truth. You go back to that movie, like you can't handle the truth. We see the truth all around us, but we still stay blind to it. You know what I'm saying? You don't believe it, so there's a lot of things, but that's the reason I came with the blind truth, But when I first said extraordinaire, I don't know, I brought the extraordinaire the first time. You got to know extraordinaire too. He like, so what do that really mean to you? He was actually like, yeah, why do you feel that would work, So, yeah, I had to really think about it when you asked me. So now I know the reason. But when he first said, I say, don't it just sound good? Now you need to have a reason why you want to be the black.
Yeah. Hey, friends, the show is start. Look, we just start naturally like that. Excellent question and excellent way to open this discussion up. In our last show, friends, we talk about being focused. And on this show, now we're going to talk about something that hit home, that all of us are dealing with. Some of us don't realize it's a problem. And if you don't realize it's a problem, it's a problem. We're talking about validation on social media. People, we have gotten we have normalized, Vincent and Fletcher, we have normalized social media so readily, easily, rapidly, every day in our life until we just think that's normal. That's what you're supposed to do. Go on social media and get validated. See how many people click like to what you post, and we feed that dopamine inside of us. We get a high, and if someone doesn't click like, then we start questioning what's wrong with them because all these other folks click like, so it become a vicious cycle for us. And a lot of people are basing and living their life off social media. Can't wait to wake up, get on it, can't, and they go to bed with it, they wake up with it. Everything is social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, over and over and over again. So this is where we are in the real world. And from the era we came up, social media wasn't as large as it is today. Now, I was just thinking about this, gentlemen. I don't know about you guys, but I was thinking about this. There was a time when you met someone in person for a relationship. Now, that has flipped on its head. More than 70% of people are meeting people online. And that's a new twist. I'm gonna get out of the way, and we're gonna chop this conversation up, friends. Welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets. Let's get down. Let's get after it. Any one of y'all talk to us.
I can go ahead and start it off because we're like I work backwards, right? So I work with what you ended off with when you said about the contact and everything being through social media as far as the dating realm and things of that nature. I can speak, right, because I got a divorce from my first marriage back in 2011. I'm the type, I believe in meeting people organically. There's still something to be said about that, right? And again, I don't knock what people do or have done as far as meeting their significant others or what they choose to do, right? But I know for me, I didn't believe in it, right? I purposely was like, no, I'm not doing that or whatever, right? But at one point, towards, gosh, the last 2 or 3 years of my being single, I got the app. What was it? Plenty of Fish, and started. It was like swipe left if you like somebody, swipe right if you don't, right? And it's just like I've reached out to somebody like 1 or 2 times, but it was like for me, it was like, I didn't even put my face out there. Like I put my hand on there and I think I was, touching something in the yard, right? Because I was, as Keith knows, I'm a very private person, right? So I'm not wanting people to know, man, you on this dating site and whatever, man. This is just, but for me, it was like, it was interesting and it was comical, in a sense. People get catfished also. For like those of y'all that don't know what that means, that's somebody playing like they're somebody and putting a false picture up there or putting false information, right? Again, I didn't meet anybody as far as going out on a date with anyone. It was more for entertainment value for me. Uh, Again, I'm just a strong believer in divine alignment, the old fashioned way. But it's, as Keith can attest to, we have children that are in this age, like they date on the phone. They go out on the phone. They ask a girl out on the phone. They like everything is through like instant messenger and text message and stuff. And I'm like, so much so that people have lost the value of picking up the phone and making an effort. Like the effort these days is wrapped into punching where you go here. It's like I have to catch myself. I'll ask my wife out and I'll say, hey, let's do this, but I have to put it in a form of a like dating still. Like I gotta ask her. Like I'm using the information. Like there's nothing wrong with the technology, but it's how we use it, right? And again, to each his or her own. But it's like I'm just an old fashioned person that still believes in you ask, you date, you court. For those that don't know what court means, right? You date, you ask out. It's just everything is just kind of evolved and changed, and a lot of people are adapting. And I've heard people say, like these are women coworkers at my past jobs. Is like like those sites and stuff is just like dating right now is scandalous. Like some of the women are worse than the guys. Guys are worse than the women, right? It's just everything is just free range and it's about a hookup, it's about sex. Like there's no substance to it in a sense, right? Based on what I've been hearing from people out in the street, since we call it word on the street. The word on the street, what I've been getting is word on the street is just it's just comical, and I know Keith can attest to it because he has 2 young men at home. He has 3 sons, right? So it just like everything has evolved and changed, and it's like I remember the days of writing a letter in school. Like you took the effort, like hey, do you like me? Check this box, check that box, and this and that. There's no creativity right now based on what I've been seeing.
Well, I'm gonna put a twist on it. Social media, everything. All it did was speed everything up. We go back to text messages, cell phones. You know what I'm saying? I never like writing no letters, so texting. We go back to emails. You know what I'm saying? I remember every stage because I'm older, so I remember every stage of the social media before. It just got worse and faster and faster and faster. Information started getting faster and faster. We started knowing, and that's what the problem we got. So, but I just think like just say the dating thing. Me, and I said I'm not saying to brag. I never had a problem talking to a woman. You know what I'm saying? Either talking to her on the phone, or talking to her in person, or talking to her in a message. You know what I'm saying? I always had a way. So when the social media hit that dating thing, and I'm just gonna be honest, man. To me, I was like, I'm an animal. I'm like, because all it is one thing I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? We about to have some fun. It wasn't there for no dating. It's there for other things. Some people I met, but most, like you said, it's wild. It was already wild before we got social media, trying to date people and meet people. Now you're on that swipe right, swipe left, right. So for me, when I got on social media, man, I was like, yeah. I was like, I love it. But I wasn't looking for no relationship. I knew what it was there for. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't there for me to find nobody, and I'm different from somebody else. But I like the speed of things. You know what I'm saying? Just like money. Money's like people buy money. Money's moving fast. Everything is moving fast. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw, MySpace and all that stuff, it got me closer to people. You know what I'm saying? More information. Like, what's the thing when everybody was sitting in the room? I can't think of it right now. I can't think. They were having a conversation and all that stuff during the pandemic. But I started getting around different people, millionaires, billionaires. You know what I'm saying? You start meeting business on them. Information started moving faster. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge started going. So that's how I did it. I took it as that. So when the social media came for me, it was because I got to see all the stages. The difference with us, me seeing the stages from the phone to the text and all that, it slowly came to me. Our kids have nothing but that. They don't know nothing about dating. They don't know about seeing a girl and going and say, hey, what's your name? Talk to her. I'm going to call you. No, they Snapchat. Send it in. They talking through that, and they use it a different way. I use it a different way, but they grew up. That's the only way they know. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the conversation. Back in the day, like you said, we had to really talk to the girl. Like I was in the military, and when you was in the military, all men, everybody got 6 packs. Everybody got clothes, the shoes, got cars. So now how you separate yourself from them? You know what I'm saying? So social media, you can just make up lies. You know what I'm saying? You can take a picture in the car, look, it ain't even your car. You know what I'm saying? You can put somebody else's jewelry on, or you can have fake jewelry. So now it's a different world you in and doing those things. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think people just want to be in that false, that fake or whatever world, and things come with it, and you get played in it. It's a play world. And I tell my kids that it's play, you're gonna get played in it, or you're gonna be the player, you're gonna be the puppet master, or you're gonna be the puppet. Which one you choose to be? So I just, like I said, I love social media for what it's for, because I know what it's for. You know what I'm saying? I know, hey, communication, even the communication. If you don't know how to communicate, you know how to communicate what you want, you're gonna get played. You know what I'm saying? It's just a faster way to get to meet somebody, a faster way to get to see somebody. But other things comes with that. And I think it's like a hammer. You get a hammer in your hand, and you don't know how to use that hammer, you can hurt yourself. A screwdriver, you don't know how to use it, you can hurt yourself. And it's a tool, which is a tool that I think people they take for granted. And a lot of people get hurt in this tool, and they using it the wrong way. So meanwhile, I love social media. That's why I can get on here, I get on here and talk, and I know what it's for. You know what I'm saying? I know I tell my cousin that this social media is this to me. I got a big red shiny apple. And I want everybody to know this apple I got. I want everybody to see this apple I got. How do I can get on here and say, hey, you want to take, I can sell this apple to them. I can tell them about this apple. Look at it. I can show them this apple. As many people I can to get them to get this apple and get them. That's what I use social media for. And dating, all the other stuff that comes with it, it's great. It's all about how you use the tool. You know what I'm saying? So that's with me, social media.
Yeah. Hey, if
Go right ahead. Go right
hey,
ahead.
real quick, I think this is a scenario where both answers can be right? Like there's
Right.
no wrong answer when it like comes
No,
to
it's no wrong answer. There's no wrong. Yeah.
Right.
there's no wrong answer. It's just people utilize it and use it differently. I
They
will
use it
say this
different
about what Keith said about as far as our children, that's all they know.
That's all they know.
I have to stretch you on that. I have to challenge you on that. That's not all they know, because what they also know is what they've taught in the house. So to me, what they learn from the house perspective, like if the children see us dating our wives, dating our significant others, like this is where I kind of stretch the audience and stretch you to like, hey, let's understand my way of thinking. Like, yeah, that's all they know because that's all they exposed to. But it starts at home. And again, they're going to gravitate towards whatever they gravitate, right, Keith? Because that's what they use on the daily. That's what they're in. But at the same time, if they watch us, there's still some principles that they can learn from us to mix in with what they see on the daily and use daily as a tool, right? So that's why when you were saying that, I was like, man, I hear him. He's right. I was like, but let me stretch his way of thinking of also not forgetting that it's the parents. What they see at home is what they either are going to want to do or what they want to do the opposite of, right? So there's still some things that we teach our kids, like there's some fundamentals. Like my stepdaughter, right? Like she didn't learn like how to. She can tell you right now, based on how she's seen me treat her mom over the last 4 to 6 years, she doesn't open her own car door. She doesn't open the door because she waits for the man, and she feels like, look, I've seen how you've treated my mom. I've seen what you've done to my mom. That's the expectation and the standard that I set for myself. That's what I want, right? So again, this is someone that's been around me for 6 or 7 years, and that seed has been planted of what she wants as an expectation, right? And again, these are kids that are in that social media realm. I'll also take it to where it takes discipline and it takes understanding to be on social media, right? We know as guys, like it's especially, and I may get kind of raw, we use it for the wrong reasons. A lot of us, and some women too, right? We use it for fornication, we use it for masturbation, we use it just for whatever else that we want to deem kind of necessary, right? So it like takes an individual to be disciplined, and everyone's not disciplined. I had to discipline myself and get off Instagram years ago and just social media period, because my focus wanted to be on raising my 2 young men, right? I had to make a decision on, am I going to, because for some, it could be a time stealer if you're not disciplined, right? For some, they need that to promote their business, to like engage with people. I'm an introvert, right? So I can care less about it, even though I just got on it and I'm on it every now and then. But it's like I got to choose what my priorities are when it comes to that social media range, and understand that all social media isn't true social media. It's the perception, and it's the perception of what we kind of make it also. So I also want to give a shout out to sorry about that, to what's his name, South Breed. Thank you for joining us, brother. And Selena, happy birthday. I see that you just joined us as well. Sorry. Keith, you can go ahead, brother. Sorry.
But well, what you're saying about, again, they see, they hear, they touch. Like I said, that's why I'm on social media. My kids, like I said, it's a tool. And they're gonna take that tool, and I'm not gonna be around them when they have that tool. You know what I'm saying? So then they see me, they hear me, touch me. They understand what this tool is for. Because we sit here and talk about this tool. I'm on this social media tool with them. Why we ain't creating? Why we ain't doing this? This is what this tool is for. This tool is not here to be socially hitting and getting on here. This tool is for this. Now, if you choose to use this tool that way, don't be surprised what happened by you using the tool the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? So that's me. I can't stop you from using this tool. I can show you ways to use this tool. This tool ain't just for that. It's for this, 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 this. Look at these things that is good that these tools can do for you. Now you choose to use this tool a different way. Don't be surprised what happens when you use that tool that way. You know what I'm saying? Because it got
Right,
good and everything.
right.
So that's what mine, like I said. But to say this is bad, that social media to me is bad. I don't. To me, I'm just saying it can be used the wrong way, and people do use it. But you have a choice to click off or click on. You have the choice to delete or not delete. You know what I'm saying? So you have the choice at the end of the day. That's why I tell mine. But for me, to use the tool, I like it to the point. I like it debating. I like the information. I like the speed. I like everything about it. Me, because like I said, I'm different. And I'm like everybody don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm deliberate when I use this tool. You know what I'm saying? I'm deliberate for my family. I got my family. They're gonna be on here. I can see what happened again. Speed. Hey, something happened to somebody. Like it's Selena's birthday. It came up said it's Selena's birthday. I forgot it was the 25th. That fast came up. I can see it and I can say, oh, let me send her a happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? So that and I can send her some flowers. You know, you can. There's so much speed than before. So again, that's what I use. But I understand people can use it and they have a right to use it. But I tell mine like, hey, it's the right way on any tool.
Mhm.
Any tool that you use, a credit card, is the right way. You can use it as good or you can use it for bad. But at the
There's
end
a
of the day,
good side and a bad side to
there's a
it.
good side and a bad side. And
Yeah.
so but me, like I was saying, that's what made me get on social media. When my daughter first said to me, I told her something, and I said, where you get that at? I got that off of TikTok. Right there was like, I don't want my daughter to know TikTok, had to go to TikTok before she go to me. You know what I'm saying? So all my kids are free with me on. They know I'm sending stuff, I'm texting stuff. I want to be the loudest one in the room. I want to be the loudest person in the room. Now I tell them all the time, Dad, why you? Hey, when you get into something, you're gonna hear my voice over everybody. I want to be the loudest one in the room. So that's on point with
Yeah.
me with social media.
Yeah. One thing I will add is when I was hot and heavy on social media at one point, I was doing it for motivation, right? I was getting out on Instagram and I was putting a motivational quote every day, right? Because I felt like there's something that, people needed that encouragement and things of that nature. And it was coming straight from the heart, right? I had to be very strategic in what I was writing. I was laughing because my youngest son, he was laughing. He said, Dad, how many followers? Go back to what you were saying, extraordinary.
Yeah.
People look for this validation. He said, how many followers do you have? I said, man, about 60. He said, Dad, I have about 400. And I'm like, let me tell you something. I said, I'm more so worried about the quality of the people that I have that I engage with as opposed to the quantity. I said, there's something to be said about that. I said, and as you get older, you might understand. I said, I'm not getting paid for this, right? So there is no, I'm not doing this for clicks and likes and this and that, right? And again, everybody has a different reason for what they use what the platforms for, right? What me and Keith and everyone are pretty much saying is it's a good tool to use, right? Our smartphones are supposed to be making us smarter, but in some instances we're dumb. We're dumber because of them because we're not utilizing it the right way.
Yeah.
So it's just these tools that are being provided for us, these social media platforms, we're looking for validation, things of that nature, but it's just all in how we use it, right? There is no wrong or right answer for this, but again, there is a wrong and a right way to use it, right? Because some people can stalk people, right? Like we have to be real about this. Like everyone's not pure minded, right? Or everyone doesn't have good intentions whenever they're on there, right? Like I mean, we have to call a spade a spade.
No, you
So
got bad.
And
Look,
I want to say something, gentlemen,
go
and
ahead, brother.
I'm so glad. As always, friends, we're having a very spirited conversation. But before I get started, I gotta stop and pause, everybody. Check this out. In our in our room, in our chat room right now, we have Miss Herbal Expedition herself, Miss Shonda Bertrand. Miss Bertrand,
I think that's herbal expectations, right? Herbal expectations.
Herbal Expedition.
Oh, I don't know. They type expectations on here, so I don't know.
And we're happy to have you on with us tonight.
Yeah,
I
thank you.
want to say a word. We're talking about this validation. what we're finding out in social media more than ever, this validation that people are getting more bodacious behind the keyboard. You see, when they get behind the keyboard, one of the reasons why there are so many uh, mass shooting that goes on, things that and so much bully, cyber bullying. So much of that is going on because people get bold when they don't have to be seen. And so when you're behind the keyboard, you may say something to someone that if you saw them in person, you wouldn't rip on them like that. But since you're not in front of them, you feeling pretty bodacious. On the other hand, I probably wouldn't feel so bold if I was standing in front of Fletcher who pump iron every day, or in front of Vincent. Both of those gentlemen there, they love working out. I might be bold behind the keyboard, but in person, I may have a different demeanor. And this is where we are in social media now. But like Fletcher said, is what if we can take that social media and use it for something greater than just trying to outshine each other and out being badder than I can be. I can talk down to you worse than you talk down to me. You know those your mama kind of thing. It's not your mama jokes anymore. It's on another level. It's just shooting bad one insult, my insult versus yours, and who can go the lowest. Instead of using it for all this negative conversation, negative energy, here in our community, what we're about, what we're doing, and where we're trying to navigate our tribe is to elevate to a higher level. What if we could take this free opportunity? You got millions of people that go to each and every one of these social media platforms. What if we can use those things and put out some positive energy? Sell something that has been helpful for you in your life. If you read a good book that helped you change one bad habit in your life, and you can share that with the people who tune in to you. Say, look, I was struggling with this. I stumbled across this product. I stumbled across this book. I listened to this guy over here. I was checking out this lady over here. She said, if you try this, he said, if you try that, and it helped me. It helped me. Maybe it might help you too. You see, we used to do that once upon a time. Now we could do it on a massive scale, but we're not using social media to our advantage, sadly, as we can use it. And the last thing I want to say, going back to kids, I too have two young men. And one of the things I instill in them is the thing that we practice on this platform, learning how to be uncomfortable, being uncomfortable, but learning to get comfortable being uncomfortable, and that there's still no substitute. You can meet people online. That's all cool. Not knocking that, but having, you building up yourself to build up the courage to talk to that person, that young lady, that friend, or that whoever you want to meet, building up the confidence to talk to someone in person rather than just being bodacious on your cell phone, on your laptop, on your tablet. It builds you up, and that's something. Those tablets, those social media, it can build you up as well, but it's a little tricky when you could get caught up in getting stroked with the validation, and that's good too, a good dopamine, but things gonna have a hard time substituting real people. So it's all from my perspective, it's all in how we take advantage of these opportunities rather than allowing these opportunities to take advantage of us. Anybody?
Like that. Hey, Keith, or extraordinary. I would like to add also is like I think we're all in agreement, right? And I have
Yeah.
my youngest here. I hope it's okay that I have him on the
Yes,
show as
yes,
well.
yes. Come
This
on
is
in.
Luke. So I would like to say, I think this social media phase that we're in now, it is opened up the door for so many
Yes, it
entrepreneurs
has.
to be able to make money, right? Like that's like there's many caveats to this, right? Like it is used for like to sell stuff, to be an inspiration, to be a like internet success. I mean, we look at Jake Paul and who is a brother Logan Paul. They're internet guys that have made it big and once fought with Tyson, and then this other one is about to fight Tank Davis, right? So it's utilized good for people to make money and basically advertise themselves and their business. And that there's nothing wrong with it, right? I like to ask my 20-year-old son here, Luke, what value do you get out of social media? If I can, Larry.
Yeah, having to pull up, so pull on in. Come on in, Luke.
Come in. Like, what
Well,
value do you get from
welcome
social
to
media?
World Premiere. Word on the street, Luke.
Honestly, I feel like from social media, it opens up a lot of avenues, and it can be a positive and a negative. Some stuff you shouldn't really be seeing, even I mean, at a certain age, a lot of kids, especially me, not even especially me, but just a lot of kids in this generation, we're exposed to a lot of stuff that we're not supposed to be exposed to. So especially when our prefrontal cortex and stuff, our brains haven't developed
Excellent.
know to think about it. We don't know what it is, what the true meaning of it is, and then it kind of becomes normalized, especially whenever you're around it all the time and you're seeing it on social media all the time. Um, there's a lot of stuff that we shouldn't be seeing, a lot of stuff that we shouldn't be taking in, especially if our bodies are temple. We shouldn't be allowing certain things, certain spirits, kind of influences, get into us. And then every single day we open up our app and we just keep, constantly, you know, feeding into it and letting it get into our body. So that's what the negative part of things. But there is some positives, as far like, entrepreneuring, marketing and stuff, wanting to get your brand out there, or, wanting to get yourself out there to get connected to other people. But also with that, comes with the negatives, as with more connections comes more, I guess, open doors to stuff that you're not really supposed to be around. So I don't know. It's 50-50. It depends on how you use it. It's if you use social media to I don't even know how to explain it. It just depends on how you use it. You can use it in a bad way, and which a lot of people do, and you shouldn't be doing, or you can use it in a positive way. You can use it to get the word out. Get your brand out. Get family brands out. Market, advertise stuff. But it's you build your own kind of for you. You build your own, I want to say,
Network.
your own network. So it's 50-50. A lot of times it could be negative. A lot of times it could be positive. But it really just depends on how you use it. If you're not using it the right way, you're going to keep getting stuff on your feed that's not good for you. And you're going to put that into your daily routine. And if you are good with it, you're going to keep getting stuff on your feed that is good for you. And then you can implement that into your daily routine. So I feel like it's kind of just 50-50 in my opinion. It could be good, it could be bad. It just depends on how you use it.
Luke, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
for coming in and sharing your points of views. Fletcher, what's up with you over there?
I'm trying to be politically correct with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all being nice on here, so I'm gonna try to be nice with this. That it's good and bad everywhere. It's how you use the tool. If you use the tool, you don't have to go to that channel. I tell my boys like that. You go there, open that porn. You think you looking at women. Next thing you know, you're gonna be looking at something else, and it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. So don't open that channel. What is the thing? Like my daughter, she got TikTok. She got 29,000 followers on her thing. I say, listen to me. Do you understand what you got in your hand? What you have on your page? You have 29,000 people that you can contact. you can sell to. But
Yeah.
you choose to be bad or you can choose to be good with this.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you choose to use it? It's your choice to use it the way you want to. You can get on here and promote bad, evil things like that. But most people, like I say, not most, a lot of people have trauma.
Hmm.
All of us got trauma in our life. You choose to use that trauma in a way like when you depressed. If you depressed and you get on this thing and you're not happy with yourself, you're gonna say some things that you're not happy with. You're not this, you're not. But it's up to you to say that person that's listening to say, "Hey, no, I'm not. I'm not following that." Now, don't get me wrong. The household it starts in the home. It starts in the home, but you have a choice to click to change that channel to be better to better. So we all have choices. And that's when it comes to that to make the right choice. But social media to me, for me, I'm older. Like I said, I got to see the whole transition. I got to see what it worked for me. What it's for. Yes, it have bad people. It had bad people before social media. It had bad things. It had porn, all that. Had on tapes and all that before. I know it's access easier, but it's always been there. But it's that we got to go ahead and say, hey, how can I use this tool in the best way? Just like a credit card. I can get this credit card. How can I use this credit card in the best way? Do I understand this credit card, this tool that I have? So do you understand the benefits of the tool? Do you understand by getting on this mic and making this mic go hot, what you say on this mic can hurt somebody. It can cut somebody. And then also in the same thing, it can help somebody. Also in the same thing, it can bless somebody. All these things can be, that's how powerful this mic is. This is how powerful the tongue is. And getting them to know that, to understand that. But then again, you have a choice right here to say, hey, no. Matter of fact, I can be 70 years old. I can have nothing. I can be doing bad. And I'm 70, 75, 8, and I can get on this thing and turn this mic on, and I can change my life, my situation. I can solve somebody else's problem. I can do that. We can solve this problem and solve somebody else's problem. It's all about how you use the tool. You know what I'm saying? And once we get to understanding, everybody got the way of using it. But I can say, you know what? When I go to that room and I see something, I don't want to do that. And I can delete that and never go back in there again. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say. Social media got it bad. And a lot of people, that's, again, trauma situations, and they'll go searching and they'll find something that ain't right for them. And I don't think it's social media. I think it's the person. I think it's the person, where they head at, where they mind at, how they've been raised, the environment, all that stuff has to do something. Just like you get that tool, and you're gonna use that tool the wrong way.
Yeah, like it. Takes discipline, man. It really takes discipline and a keen understanding. Sometimes you get sucked in. Like I'll be the first one to say, there's some stuff that I shouldn't have looked at, right? That's on there. But it's like, I have to reel it back in, right? It's just like, this ain't for me. Like, I'm not supposed to be here, right? But it's for the one, like Luke said, when you're still when your frontal cortex is still growing, trying to form, it really can be damaging. But if no one has a conversation with the individuals, like it could be a downward spiral. And the thing that is funny, because we have several generations, right? We're all of a different age. We got Luke in his 20s, me and Keith in the same age. Larry, I think you about a year probably behind Keith. Wink, wink. But I laugh because my mom, she's 77. She's not on social media, doesn't have an interest on being on it. And it's like, I don't want to get to the point where I don't want to know about it. I want to know and understand it, right? Because I don't want to get left behind, right? So there's a certain point is we're using it for validation and likes and the peer pressure and things of that nature, right? Like you said, people are big and bad right behind this keyboard, but face to face, they shrink up, right? So it's all in how we use it. So I like what Keith said, and I like what you've been saying, and I like what Luke also said. So,
Also, let me say this, Jordan. There,
go right ahead.
And Luke know that when you play video games, this was the biggest first social media, and I remember when we started playing online. Video games was the biggest thing, and you can talk to each other, talk to people over different countries, playing different games, sports, and you get into the game. You get into the game, and you start talking crazy because you lose and you're mad. You know what I'm saying? And the kids get on there. You be playing a grown man, playing a little kid, and the kid curses you out, talking about your mama. You know what I'm saying? You sit up there like, what? And but that was the first experience really for me, that social media, that's connection right there. But again, the magnitude of, I think people miss out. I can talk to somebody in Germany.
Another country. Yeah.
Right.
I can talk to
Right.
somebody in Russia on my
Right.
head. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? See, that's the thing that the things that and the speed and like I say, at any
All
time,
of these wonderful benefits, what you're
all the
talking about.
benefits that it have with it, you know what I'm saying, that comes with it. And I say again, of course, it got people that are, like you said, the cortex, that your child's mind is not ready for it, but that take a lot of education in the home and understand, like, hey, you got this gun. It's a gun. This gun can hurt you. You know what I'm saying? You can hurt somebody with this gun. You know what I'm saying? And understanding that, like my boys and Luke, them, like, you'll come to my house, Luke, Kai, Rudy, all these little friends. There'd be about 10 people on the mic talking to each other, watching each other play the game. It might be they got one that got each, they all playing a different game, or they put in the game. It's amazing the technology that you can connect to and be playing the game and doing all these things. It's the community. And I think we get so caught up in that you can build a community, and but we build it in a way, good, bad, whatever, but the community is still, I know we're looking at the bad, but you can build a community in this, and I trust in the Most High. I trust once we get that understanding that, yes, it's gonna have but laws and regulations, but the community, the connection. Before we didn't have the connection. Before it was just quiet, it was dark, but it's still the community light is bright. The community, you building the community. Like right now, we get to hit right now and talk to people and give our stuff out, our opinion, our views to help. You know, some people might not agree with what we're saying, but we have the right to get on here and do and say what we say. Just like somebody saying something negative, they got the right to do and say what they say. But it's free speech. You know what I'm saying? I agree with free speech. I agree that somebody, just because I don't like it, I might not agree with it, but I can change the channel. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I just like I said, I just love the power of this, the speed and power and the magnitude of this that we have. Use it in the right way, it can change people's lives.
Exactly.
Change them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's almost like, man, how can something so good be bad?
Yeah. Because
Like
let
you
me say this, Jordan.
go right
And I'm
ahead.
over my age. You see, I remember back when we had dial-up. In no way you could get on the camera and look at each. I remember dial-up, you know what I'm saying? And you sit up there waiting long, you know, to get
Yeah.
you know, to send
Yeah.
an email. You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
send them. And now you'll hear the measure that I can sit here and they got all three of us on it, and we can add more. We can go peer and we can
Right.
you know,
Exactly.
have this
Instantly. Instantly.
instantly. And I think we take that for granted. And
Precisely.
yeah.
And that is the point. How can something offer so much value? How can we do it? Then how can you mess it up?
Yeah, but like I say, it's the word but again, this is a gun, and people get this and say, I can't believe I got shot. I shot myself up. This is a gun. It's a loaded weapon, ready at all times. You know what I'm saying? It got multiple ways to get hurt on this thing, and you surprised. You cannot be surprised. It got good and it got bad, but it got, like you said, your child, my grandbaby, she on the thing. Now we gonna put some preventive. You can't get on this thing and talk and go talk to anybody and me not check you. You see what I'm saying? Checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? But people get there and the kids they won't check. And then they're like, oh my God, I just can't believe it. What you did? What did you do to prevent? This is a loaded gun, and it's hot at all times. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing to prepare that child or that young one, as you said, for this? Because it's here.
We gotta also teach them that sorry, Keith, we have to understand too that, and it says this often in the Bible, too much of anything is bad, right?
Yeah.
Like too much honey, too much this, too much ice cream. Like the deal is moderation, right? Moderation. How do we, and then Keith, I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. How do we continue to benefit from this, utilize it, and do it correctly in moderation? This goes back from the beginning of time when Adam and Eve with free will, right? Once we start getting the free will to make these certain decisions, it's up to the person, right? And like Luke said a good thing, and I've always told people, the monster you feed continues to grow. If you
Yeah.
starve that monster gonna die, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what are we feeding, right?
Yeah.
And again, it's a great tool when used the right way. I love what Keith said because I remember days when I would see Keith online, and I go over to his house. He's up there, TV in his room or TV right in the living room, big screen playing online with other people, with his saints and hooping and hollering. But it was like it was an avenue, right? It's a good thing, right? Too much of something is going to be bad eventually if used the wrong way. If used right, it's good. If it's wrong, if it's used wrong, then it's bad, right? So it's that's just a chance that we take, right? Right. That's the age that we live in. Like there's always going to be a positive and there's always going to be like a negative to it.
You
Hey,
know, like,
friends, if
yes,
this
yes,
is
sure,
y'all
brother.
first time tuning in to the world premiere Word on the Streets, why don't you go on and click that like button? And please remember to subscribe and support us. As always, this is a spirited conversation, and we're all dealing with social media, seeking validation, all this opportunity. How are you using your social media? What are you doing with your social media? What are you doing with those people, the thousands and hundreds who are following you? Friends, if you're enjoying this conversation, don't go anywhere because we will be back in a very short commercial break. So don't go anywhere. Stay locked in. We'll be right back with you all for part two. Fletcher got something he want to share with y'all, so you don't want to go anywhere. You don't want to miss it.
All right, family. Now it's time to go deeper. This is the moment where we peel back the layers, challenge old thinking, and get real about what's truly holding us back and what can finally push us forward. So grab your journals, lean in, and don't just listen, engage. And if something resonates with you tonight, do us a favor, subscribe, like, and share this message with someone who needs it, because the conversation we're having is bigger than us. This is the world premiere Word on the Streets.
What we're seeing in the echo chamber when validation replaces vision is a classic case of neurobehavioral conditioning. The brain is wired to seek reward, and in today's digital landscape, likes, shares, and affirmations act like microdoses of dopamine. Over time, this rewires our motivation systems. Instead of pursuing intrinsic goals like purpose, creativity, or spiritual alignment, we begin chasing external cues of approval. This shift is subtle but powerful. The prefrontal cortex, which governs long-term planning and self-awareness, gets overridden by the limbic system's craving for instant gratification. That's why people start performing instead of expressing, curating instead of connecting. To break free, we need to re-engage the brain's executive functions. That means practicing intentional solitude, journaling without an audience, and exposing ourselves to diverse viewpoints, even ones that challenge us. Neuroplasticity is real. When we choose discomfort over conformity, we rewire the brain toward authenticity. So if you feel stuck in the echo chamber, know this: your vision isn't lost, it's just buried under noise. Quiet the feedback loop and your clarity will return.
All right, keep those comments rolling. We see you, and we appreciate every one of y'all tuning in. That was some powerful insight from our guest, and trust me, we're just getting started. Now brace yourself, because we're diving straight into part 2 of the echo chamber, when validation replaces vision. I'm not the neuroscientist, but I know when the truth hits different. Let's get back into it.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Fletcher was getting ready to say something very important. Go right ahead, brother.
Forgot what I was about to say. Nah, no, but like I said, the social media, man. Like you said, like you said in the debate, like you said on the commercial, I just think we all should be able to discuss things, even if because I don't agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Let me hear you out. Let's talk about it. That's how we get better. Here's somebody out. Like I might go somewhere and I don't agree with what they're saying. and I want to know why they think like that. You know what I'm saying? That was me. I don't want to be I tell my kids all the time, I don't want to be the smartest one in the room. I don't want to be the smartest guy. I don't want to prove I got the biggest this, the biggest that. I don't want to be. I don't want to be the smartest one in the room. And I want to hear what you got to say. Now, the problem I have with social media too is that I have is people say something, they just saying it. They ain't did no research, they ain't did nothing. That's the point right there. You just can't say something to me. I want to know why. How did you get that? You know what I'm saying? I'm that, I told a long time ago, my cousin, anything God say seeking, you shall find. To seek something, you got to question it. And I think what it is now, people don't like you to question it. You know what I'm saying? Why, if you know that's a fact, let's dig deep down and talk about it. And I want to question that. And I think that's the problem. People don't want to be questioned, and they feel like they're being attacked. Not attacking me. I'm not attacking you. I'm trying to get understanding. So that's another thing. Like we got people that's on social media that want to have their opinion, want to say things that might not be true, that ain't true, and you question them is a problem. So that's all that I have to say about that.
Like that, Keith. Totally agree. Totally agree.
And like I said, I tell my kids that once you get on here, another thing, and I knew that by me. Once I get on here and say something, anything, a person, I already know people can come after me, good or bad. I should be understanding that's gonna happen. So even when I'm on here, I know. I'm saying, speak, get your opinion. I'm not gonna sit here and get mad or argue with you. You have the right. Because once I made myself on here, open myself up on here, and they got naked, they have a right to go ahead and come back with what they said. So that's how I always felt like, man. That's another thing with me with social media. I would not get mad because I don't agree because you don't agree. I want you to disagree with me. I want you to tell me because I might be wrong, and if I am wrong, I'm gonna come back and say it. Because again, I do not want to be the smartest person in the room.
Yeah, that's one thing I can say about Keith is he'll step back, even if it's like during like some of the heated discussions that we've had. Keith may call me a day or two later and be like, "Man, I thought about that, V." Like that's the vulnerability that we need and the accountability and the friendships that we need for because we're not going to agree. There's some times, hell, y'all have seen it on this show. We haven't agreed on some things and we were able to squash it. And it's just like too much. There's a lot of energy that's spent in disagreeing instead of respecting what the person has to say and asking, hey, why you think like that? Like,
Yeah,
help me understand what it is that why did you hear it like that? And again, I still the conversation because it helps us see how people think.
yeah, that's it right there. You help you to see. Even like when I used to work at the home, but I had to meet all kind of different races, Indian. So I met all kind of people and their culture. That's another thing. Culture is different. You know what I'm saying? The way they think, how they was raised, all these things that you go on dealing with, and you got to have understanding with that. You got to let people see where they at. But you come there thinking your way is the right way, and they should act your way. It's gonna be a problem. So I had to learn all that. So I welcome all that, man. I left, and I like I said, I remember a lady told me this. It was something so simple but so big with me. She said, Keith, people not poor in America. And I was like, what do you mean? How can you say that? She said, no, poor people being poor in America is a choice. I said, what do you mean? She said, listen, in Africa, we poor. We don't have no running water. We don't have no shoes, no clothes. She said, y'all eat out the trash can and still will eat better than as I had as a child. Y'all have all the assistance that some of the government gonna give you this and give you that. We don't get that. He say, I was sleeping in the bathroom. You take me in one of your bathrooms. I was sleeping in the bathroom. I said, oh, you asleep in the tub? No, I was sleep on the bathroom floor with a sheet and we be happy. I said, wow. And she was right. It's a choice to be poor in America. That changed everything for me. It's a choice. She told the truth. And people don't want to hear the truth about that, but when she made it clear to me, I'm like, wow. And I was talking to somebody today, and later that I said, man, we think we doing bad. We have so many opportunities that like I said, I lost everything multiple times. But the first time when I lost everything, if I was in any other country, nowhere in the world, I could have came out of my situation.
First world problems.
That's what I'm saying. But then I can get on here. Let me just show you. So then I got that. Now I got access to all over the world. I can get on there now. I got access to all over the world to even reach more people.
Yeah.
I got the internet that works. Right there, our internet ain't tripping. It ain't breaking. It ain't. I can get on here and reach everybody on here and do what I need to do with here. But we'll get people on here who say, I want to leave America. And which they got the right to say that. I hate it here. It's no good here. It's racist here. It's this here. It's bad stuff everywhere. People get on there and spit out stuff and do things to people on here. It's their views, how they look at things. Me, I look at it like this, man. I look at it half full, like, man, look what I have. Look at the ability I have to do this. You know what I'm saying? I can sit in my house. I'm blind, but I can sit in here. If I want to just push and just get down and go get it, I still can go get it. And the ability to sit in my home, comfort of my home, and do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? On this internet, but it's a choice. And I know, so I know it's bad people everywhere. Like I say, people get on here and tell you, just like, let me show you something, like the couple of black people most divorce at the highest divorce rate of black women. You're going against the black women, going against the black man, the divorce rate, you're going to get all this stuff we can spew out. But you start actually putting numbers to it, it ain't factual. But people that have went through something, you traumatized, you went through a divorce, you're angry with your women, yeah, you're going to jump on that board and ride that board. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to do it to that moment. See? So you can be used. So that means that your psyche and mental got to be right. You know what I'm saying? On this thing. And what this tool is used for. This tool is used to do what? What is the goal for you? The goal for this for me? I know I want to motivate people. I want to do it, but I do want to make money too. I want to make some money. And I ain't worried about it. And the more people I get, on the fire, the more community I get, the more thing I can give to them, the more way I can help them. I solve their problem, which is going to solve my problem. That's what it's all about for me, man.
Real quick, there's some extraordinaire was wanting to know if Miss Bertrand was still in the chat. And I think she is, Sarah, and so I wanted to let you know that.
Right. Yeah. I wanted to also, real quick, before we get out of here, I want to thank Luke for coming on. I also want to thank Selena and LaDiana, as always, being in the chat room supporting us. And
on her birthday.
On her birthday. And she and Miss Bertrand had some very valid statement that I think is worth me sharing with everybody out there in our community. Miss Bertrand said that we just have to learn to agree to disagree sometime in life. Mm-hmm. And Selena said there are pros and cons, and they both are absolutely correct. And this is really what we're talking about on this social media conversation, friends. It's not one way, like in so many avenues that we drive down on. When we start listening to others instead of just being in our own head, we find out that we can learn to respect other points of views, and that how we see the world may not be the only way the world is. So yes, social media is a great thing, but like we all been saying, with every great thing there comes responsibilities. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're trying to highlight on here today. Go right ahead, somebody.
Go ahead, Vince. Go ahead.
You can go ahead. I was just.
Great responsibility. And like I said, for my kids, when I'm talking, that's what I'm explaining it to them. It takes responsibility to be responsible. Because, like, again, this is a loaded gun. You can hurt somebody or you can hurt yourself, man. So it takes responsibility. What are you really doing this for? You know what I'm saying? What are your aims to do this? You know what I'm saying? Because once you own it, it's forever. Everything you put on here, they can say you can be this guy, but you can take a picture with a gun. That's who you are now.
You forgot you said it,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? For real. That's who you are. So you got to be careful what you're putting out there, what you believe. Are you really to deal with that? Because that can be who you are for years to come. You know what I'm saying? That's going to come back later on you.
Friends, I just laughed at that, but that's something you need to take heed on.
Yeah.
That's very important.
It is.
All right, everybody. Vince, you got anything else you want to add before we ride out of here?
Nah, this has been a great topic, man. I'm glad for the people that were able to join and chime in and help to give some insight in the chat. Hopefully on the next show we can we can respond. I have to, make sure that we take some breaks to just kind of answer the audience's questions
Yeah.
and comments and
Yeah.
stuff. This has been great, man. This
Well,
is
and let me say,
there
we're going to do
really
a lot
should
of
be
work
a
in
part
an
two
hour.
of this.
That'll be a lot trying to answer and then talking hours, 3 of us, man. We got to find a better way to do that. But I want to say, man, hey, thanks Luke for coming through.
Say that again.
Tell Luke, get ready. Him and Kai gonna do their own podcast. We're gonna get them young people there, man, so we can get them on it, do a podcast.
Hey, man, I think you read my mind, Keith. I don't know if you can see this, but I wrote while Luke was sitting here, I said, you and Kai need to start a podcast.
I've been told Kai that.
Right
Man, let me tell you something. I know we gotta go. I tell them they be like I said, they be in the community, they be on the game, and I be listening. They be about 10 of them sometimes. We get up, they get 5 at the most, but they be talking, and the stuff they be saying about sports now. I say, dude, y'all can just get a camera and just let it roll. All y'all just get on there, play the game, and just be talking, and just let it go. I'm saying a whole hour or two, and just let it roll. I'm telling you, people start following. Then you start asking questions. Then you start having product. But they ain't ready. I told them that too, man, because they be on it all night talking like that. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, they think it's not important. I'm saying to you, you think it's not, but it really is to other people.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to World Premiere Word on the Streets, and we will see you all next Thursday. Same time, same place. Good night, everybody.
And that wraps up another powerful episode of World Premiere Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday evening at 7:30 Central Standard Time, and we'd love to have you join us again. So take a moment to subscribe, tap that like button, and become part of this growing community. Until next time, guard your thoughts, speak only what you truly want to experience, and stay laser focused on what matters. Your words shape your world, and your mindset fuels your mission. We'll see you again. Same time, same place. Right here on World Premiere Word on the Streets, where truth meets transformation. Stay strong, stay grounded, and as always, stay true.